Good morning, Greeley Elementary staff. We are here today to talk about cyberbullying. What is cyberbullying? The definition of cyberbullying is any bullying taking place using electronic devices. These devices could be computers, tablets, cell phones, gaming units, and any social media site that includes texting, chatting, or emailing to others. Cyberbullying is a growing problem around the world and is becoming an issue in the schools. Here's some interesting facts that I found. Most common type of online bullying is mean comments, 22.5%. 7 to 10 young people experience cyberbullying before reaching the age of 18, which our students here at Greeley Elementary would fall into that category. 61% of teens report being bullied over their appearances, because appearances seem to really change the way people look at each other. Here are some platforms of cyberbullying. There is just not one single platform where cyberbullying takes place. Since most access to the internet is through their cell phones, it is the most common media. Most common sites are Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. There are many others as well. Forms of cyberbullying. We have exclusion, excluding from social media, harassment, initial harassment of others, outing, public humiliation, cyberstalking, harassing on online media, trolling, provoking and making others mad, catfishing, stealing someone else's identity online, trickery, gaining others' trust through fake means, dissing, posting or sending cruel information, fake profiles, hiding real identities, or frapping, log on to someone else's account and pretend that it is yours. So, where does cyberbullying happen? In the 2010 study by Henry J. Kaiser Family Foundation, stated that 93% of the children from ages 8 to 18 have computers at home. 66% have personal phones, and 70% have other types of media devices. These devices give students access to an array of different social medias at all times. So, what effects does it have on students? Cyberbullying is like a virus. I really like this quote. It says that it's hard to control and gets out of hand very quickly. Some things that may lead to cyberbullying could be a dysfunctional home life, where the kids either don't have both parents at home, maybe parents work all the time, or maybe parents are fighting. A stressful school, maybe they're failing some classes, not getting along with their best friends. So things that can be a result of people that have been cyberbullied might have more suicidal thoughts, may have problems like eating disorders, and may fall into Great Depression. So what can we do to help? Well, there's 10 tips for cyberbullying, things that we can do to help. First, tell them to stop, which sometimes is hard to do. Stay safe. Report it to a school official. Talk to a trusted adult. Collect evidence. Report the site, app, or game. Don't give up. Demonstrate care. Work together, and don't provoke it. Some of these are very hard for some of the students to be able to do, but it's important that they follow all these. So here's some do's and don'ts to cyberbullying. We don't ever want to ignore. Even though cyberbullying happens away from school, you still need to let the student know that you were there. You are there to make sure the student feels safe and belong to a learning environment. We never want the students to feel that they cannot come to school, that they will still be bullied there too. Here are some things that we can do to make a school policy that may include the 6 primary elements. Specific definitions of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Make sure that the students know and understand what the harassment, intimidation, and bullying looks like. Graduated consequences and remedial actions. We have to follow through. We need to make sure that we have a policy in line that knows exactly what will be the consequent if it is ever caught and how it is going to be handled. Procedures for reporting. Let the students know who they can report to and how to report it, and for us to know where do we report it from once the student tells us. Procedures for investigating. We need to make sure that we do our investigation to make sure that is really happening and that the students aren't just coming to us and saying this. And language specific, making sure that we're all using the same language so kids understand that they know that they have a safe place to go. Procedures for preventing cyberbullying. We need to get out there and make sure that we are teaching the students what is appropriate and not appropriate use of technology or media so that we don't have the problem of cyberbullying in our schools. And making sure everyone is aware what cyberbullying is and how to handle it. Phone policies. We don't have as much of this problem in elementary school as I know that they do in the high school, but we are starting to see more and more students come to school with cell phones. So it was interesting that schools that did not allow their students to use cell phones had a reportedly higher rate of daily, weekly cyberbullying. 16.4% of schools than did schools that allowed cell phone use, 9.7% of schools, which kind of shows that the schools that allowed it had a standard policy and they were aware of the rules and regulations of being able to use their cell phones. So, how can schools help? Well, first of all, parents should not attempt to confront the cyberbully. This would only lead to more problems down the line. But we can help them understand that it's not their fault. Try to figure out why things are happening, but make sure that they know that it is not their fault that is happening to them. We can document all incidents and file complaints and report threats that any students may be having. We can all work together to stop cyberbullying. It takes a team, and all of us are part of it to help correct the stop of cyberbullying in our schools.